Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a really fundamental shift happening in education. We're talking about the move from teachers simply using technology to teachers actively creating the immersive learning experiences of the future. It's a change that's literally redefining what it means to be an educator.
At the very heart of all this is one single, really powerful transition. You see, for decades, educators have been consumers of tech, but now, with the rise of extended reality, or XR, they're becoming the creators. It's a huge move from just being a passive user to being an active, hands-on developer.
So let's really dig into this. This shift from just using whatever software is out there to actually creating custom content. Well, it's not just some passing trend. It's quickly becoming essential for the future of immersive learning.
You know, for years, this was just how things worked. Teachers had to hunt down some generic, off-the-shelf software and then try to twist their lesson plans to make it fit. And that often meant making compromises, right? Using tools that didn't really line up with their specific curriculum or what their students actually needed.
But that old model, it's on its way out. The script is totally flipped. Now, teachers have the power to build their own custom XR content. And this lets them design virtual experiences that perfectly match their local context. Everything from the specific machinery used in a local factory to the unique challenges their students are going to face on the job.
So, what does this new creator role actually look like in practice?
Well, it's not just one single job title. It's really a collection of 5 interconnected roles that are starting to define the modern, XR-savvy educator.
First up, teachers are becoming trade-specific creators. And this is an absolute game changer for vocational training. So instead of using some generic engine simulation, a teacher can now build a virtual training module that mirrors the exact make and model of the equipment in their local workshop, right down to the specific safety standards.
Now, this next one is so important. The focus is shifting away from just the wow factor of the technology itself. The teacher's most critical role is now becoming that of an instructional designer. They're focusing on pedagogy, which is really just the science of how people learn.
And a successful design isn't just about making a cool virtual world. Not at all. It's about thoughtfully structuring the entire experience, sequencing tasks in an order that makes sense, giving students feedback that's actually useful, making sure the virtual practice lines up with how they'll be tested, and, this is crucial, guiding them to reflect on what they actually learned.
Now, teachers aren't being asked to do all this heavy lifting alone. The next piece of this transformation is artificial intelligence, which is basically what's making this whole creator-centric model possible for everyone, not just tech wizards.
Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room. You're probably thinking, does this mean every teacher now needs to become an expert software developer on top of everything else they do? It's a fair question.
And the answer is a huge resounding no. And that's all thanks to these powerful new tools like generative AI and the large language models that power things like ChatGPT. They are dramatically lowering the barrier to entry, letting educators create some really sophisticated interactive scenarios just by using simple text prompts instead of complex code.
So this opens up the third new role, the designer of AI-driven scaffolding. What does that mean? It means a teacher can build a system that acts kind of like a personal tutor. It can give a student who's struggling a personalized explanation right on the spot, or it can automatically adjust the difficulty of a task based on how they're doing in real time.
But look, with all the power of AI comes a new and absolutely vital responsibility. If an AI is going to be teaching our students, we have to make sure the information it's giving out is accurate, reliable, and safe. And this brings us to the teacher's fourth role, the curator.
The key that makes this all possible is a clever technique called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. The best way to think about it is this. Instead of letting an AI pull answers from the entire messy internet, a teacher gives it a curated library of approved documents, like technical manuals or safety protocols. The AI is then forced to only use that information. It turns it from a generalist into a trustworthy, trade-specific expert.
This brings us to our fifth and final role, and this one is all about future-proofing the content. It's about making sure that all the hard work that goes into creating these amazing learning experiences doesn't become obsolete in just a couple of years.
So teachers are now becoming technical stewards of their own content. A big part of their job is to make sure that the lessons they build aren't locked into a single company's hardware or proprietary software. It's really all about ensuring access and longevity. And the key to doing this is by using open standards. By building with universal formats like these, think of them as universal languages that different devices can all understand,
Educators can guarantee their lessons can be shared widely and used on a whole range of devices, both today and well into the future. So when we put all these new skills together, from creating content and instructional design to curating AI and being a technical steward, what's the new bottom line? What's the ultimate goal of this entire shift?
I think this quote just nails it perfectly. It's not about using VR just for the sake of using VR. It's about moving past the novelty of it all and focusing on designing truly effective learning experiences, using VR as an incredibly powerful tool to get there.
You see, the whole conversation has fundamentally changed. It's no longer about if we should adopt this technology. That ship has sailed. The real work, the important work, is figuring out how to best design with it to build real, tangible competence for students.
And at the end of the day, the new bottom line is this really simple, practical goal: leveraging these incredible creator tools to better prepare students for their future careers by giving them safe, repeatable, and highly relevant practice.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This transformation of the teacher into a creator is happening as we speak. So it really makes you wonder, as this educational revolution continues to unfold, what's the next big shift waiting just over the horizon?